Alright, Knights of Apollo, are you ready for another Rome 2 siege battle? This one's gonna be a good one, guys, so sit back, relax, get some snacks and drinks, and enjoy the slaughter. This is a 4v4, so we have 8 armies on the battlefield, or in the settlement, not really a battlefield, but you get what I'm saying. This is sent in, the replay is sent in by Joe on it. He has his own channel, so definitely check down below in the video description. There's a link to his channel. He does a lot of Total War stuff and other games as well, so definitely check out his channel. So let's go ahead and dive in and look at the factions that are going to be fighting today. On the attacking side, we have Galatia. Right next to them, we have the very powerful Carthaginians. And then we have Pixelated, so Desert Rome bringing their desert legionaries. But that's not it for the attackers. We have Epirus way on the other side of the battlefield. And they most likely will be going in alone on this side. They've already knocked down some section of the wall, so it's going to be really interesting to see what Epirus can do here. It's always a challenge for players to kind of go in alone, so we'll see how that plays out. But let's go ahead and look at the defenders. So defending against Epirus, we have the Armenians. So here they are. They're bringing their awesome axemen and some hillmen as well. And then we have Bactria, which is mostly lining up against the Galatians. We have Boii taking on the Carthaginians. And then finally, we have the Parthians. I always want to say Persians. No, we have the Parthians who are taking on Pixelated. So those are all the factions. I said Bactria, right? Yeah, Bactria. Yeah, okay, I did. Bactria against Galatia. All right, let's do normal speed. And I think this one's about to get all spicy here because Galatia is moments away from dropping their troops off on the wall. There doesn't seem to be too hardcore of a defense here. They're kind of letting them, kind of giving them some ground to take. But this section is fairly easy to hold. It's more over here that's a bit more challenging because it's much more open. There's less choke points. Now, you can eventually fall back and hold these inner choke points here and here. But you got to try to make sure to also hold here, because if this opens up, that's going to let the attackers move in and kind of overwhelm the defense on this side. So we'll see how the defenders approach this. The attackers have pushed up their siege towers, but have not yet told the men to take on the forces, you know, to charge the walls. So they're just kind of sitting here waiting. I'm trying to see if they've got like scorpions up here. They don't. They don't have scorpions, but they're just lined up. I think what they're going to try to do is try to time this perfectly. Maybe they're waiting for Pixelated to push forward. Now, if we look on the other side of the battlefield, Epirus is going to probably have to take a different approach to this siege battle. I think he's going to have to basically do a delayed attack. He's got to wait for his teammates probably a long time to start pushing into here. Once they start pushing into here, then would be a good time for Epirus to push up, because that's really going to put the defenders in a difficult situation, because in this settlement, I believe the town center is here, if I'm not mistaken. Or no, I think it's actually here. I don't know. They don't change them anymore, but they did change them around. I think this is the victory point right here. So I think when the attackers are moving in about right here, that's when I personally would start attacking. But Epirus might just go in right now, which it looks like he's doing. He's actually moving some Italian spearmen. Not quite sure what they're trying to do here, but they're moving up and kind of just sitting there. The Armenians they've got some forces in the breach point, some hillmen, but they're not going to push out, which is smart. You definitely want to keep your men inside the city walls. Let's go back over here where, yes, we finally have our first infantry engagement. Bactria is holding, for now, against the Galatian swords. So that tower over there is making this camera work a little bit more challenging. So they're fighting the good fight, and you can see there's more fighting going on down here. We even have some cav action. What is this? This is not the Persians, the Parthians, who are sending out the Eastern Cataphracts, who are trying to do some, I guess, like hit and run, but it's kind of getting a little wild. Boei has sent up some troops as well. They're trying to hold back the, excuse me, words are hard, hold back the mercenary Italian swordsmen, which are not amazing units, but it's a good first wave unit where they can absorb some of the enemy ammo, some of the arrow tower ammo, and also kind of tire out the defenders. That's going on. Let's go to the other side where we've got more Carthaginians taking on Boei. But this is going to be a tough fight for Carthage. They might have to send up more forces here because these sword followers are going to do a fine job of defending this section of the wall. Let's go to Massaicily as they are now attacking. They are getting pelted to death, my goodness, by a lot of jabbies here. The Parthian swordsmen use up all their ammo, then they charge in. That was pretty epic right there. That was pretty cool. Just seeing them, you know, exhaust all of their ammo and then go in a very weak and depleted unit of desert legionaries that just felt the wrath of those jabbies. So that's why it's always good to not send in your best unit in the first attack, because imagine, I mean, desert legionaries are pretty good for Massaicily, so losing them like that is pretty devastating. But it's not the end of the world, and they can definitely recover from that. They still have a lot of reinforcements here, but I tend to like to send in either the weaker troops first or the middle ground troops that, you know, it's not too big of a deal if they get focused down by a lot of skirmishing units. But fighting is intense, no surprise here, as these players are all pretty skilled and they know what they're doing. This is a well-timed attack. Galatia taking on some thorax swordsmen of Bactria, fighting for this little choke point between the little huts here. It's not really a hut, but you get what I'm saying. Let's see what else is going on. Did Epirus commit? Well, Epirus has taken a lot of casualty. Oh, I see what he did there. I always forget about this. I really do. But he moved up his spears and threw torches at the tower, which makes the tower useless. Now, that's a double-edged sword kind of maneuver there because, look at, now he's absorbing a bunch of ammo. This is perfect. He's using this throwaway unit exactly as he should be. Look at this. He is just absorbing this ammo, and they're just going for this little, I mean, it is just hillmen, but still, that's less ammo for the more professional troops that are going to scale the walls. But as I was saying, destroying towers like that can help you, because obviously that's one less tower you have to worry about, but you also can't capture it yourself and use it against the enemy. So that's why it's like a double sword or double blade kind of tactic where it can bite you in the butt. Not a ton. I mean, it's just one arrow tower, but still, everything adds up in these siege battles for sure. So the cataphracts are intermixed. I wouldn't do this personally. I wouldn't have my cataphracts in this little fight here because, well, these are definitely more of a shock cav, and you don't want to leave them in prolonged melee, but it is giving extra support to the Bactrian infantry, so it's not that big of a deal. In fact, it looks like they're about to crack the Carthaginians, so that won't be good for Galatia unless they send up reinforcements, which they are, because what would happen here is that Boei could flank around and surround the Galatian soldiers, so they definitely need to send up more and defend that flank. Let's go back over here. Boei doing a great job of defeating the Carthaginians over on this side as well. So I don't think the Carthaginians care too much about losing this. I mean, they're sending in militia hoplites, it looks like. What are these? Definitely not armored elephants. What are... Yeah, okay, Libyan hoplites. They're not very good. I think they're just there to keep him busy because he is winning on this front. He's got Samnite warriors, which is a very deadly infantry. Not the best infantry in the game, but certainly up there as a better infantry. So they're kind of controlling this point, and that's really good because they might be able to sneak a unit around and potentially flank around the defenders, but we'll see. At the very least, that's one less choke point they have to worry about. So back over here, Galatia's kind of getting chewed up by these cataphracts. Looks like the cataphracts went in for a charge. Now we have Bactrian spears going from the other side. Let's go to Epirus, make sure we're not missing anything here. Okay, they've got a couple siege towers that moved up, but nothing too serious. They're now using their artillery to bring down this wall, which is at 67%. So that's going to be another breach point for the, for the Epirus army. But we'll see when he actually calls the attack. I'm curious. I think he's going to wait until his teammates kind of break through here. But there might be a point where he can't wait any longer. Like, he might have to put some pressure on the defenders because his teammates might need him to do so. All right. Oh, my God. Masacely is just getting hit so hard by so many projectiles. First, it was the Parthian swordsmen and their short-range missiles like the Javies. And now they're pinned down by the Parthian infantry and getting shot at by the Parthian archers. But the good news is that they are making some ground. They're killing some hillmen. But, oof, they got to take care of another Parthian sword who just uses a volley there. And look at more arrows coming in. Now, here's the good news. Yes, he's losing a lot of men, and he is fighting hard, all things considered. Oh, my God, just throwing people over the shields. But they are wasting a lot of ammo on these desert legionaries. So Masacely, but to be honest, Masacely has kind of exhausted most of their army. So they are taking heavy losses, but they're doing what they need to do. They're keeping the Parthians busy while the rest of their allies continue to push here. But this has been kind of hell for the Galatians over here. They're having to deal with all these like multiple units of spears from Bactria that are doing a great job of using this open field and kind of flanking around their position. And that's why these legionaries are getting surrounded. Another tricky thing about this position here of the map is that you can set up archers up on top of this cliff, and they can get a fantastic angle on the troops. And look at this. What are they shooting at, actually? Oh, they're shooting at retreating troops. This is a waste of ammo. Yeah, that's the thing, guys. Always double check your archers and make sure they're shooting at something worth it. I think they just wasted their ammo on them. Oh, no, they took their blades out, meaning they... No, never mind. Their bows are still out. Okay, they still have ammo. And they are going to actually move positions here, maybe find a better angle. But Galatia definitely needs to send up more troops to this fight because he's not really winning here. He's doing okay, but he needs more men, and he definitely needs more men here as well. Try to defeat this flank. Carthage is doing a great job in this position here with this Libyan infantry. He did have some Samnite warriors over here as well. Is this the Samnite warriors? Oh, did they move? This must be a different unit. He probably sent them up the siege tower. The troops are falling back. He's got some sword followers falling back. Carthage still has a decent amount of reserves, most of them being archers, though. Masacely has taken a beating here. So, but, to be fair, looking at the damage that Masacely has done, Parthia has also lost a lot of men in trying to hold this defense. Parthian swordsmen have a very challenging matchup against these desert cohort. The desert Romans. All right, so let's go back over here where we have the good use of the cataphracts kind of cycle charging into the enemy. I don't know how effective that's being because they're kind of charging the backs of their own men, but they are causing the Masacely Desert Legionaries to break, so that's very good. And Boei is even sending over some reinforcements. Oh, he's got some Oath Sword who land a nasty volley on the Desert Legionaries, and the Oathsworn is like the nail in the coffin for Masacely. He's got nothing against these guys. So Masacely, let's see, he's got Cav, he's got his general, and he has some archers. Masacely still can be a threat, at least in some respect, with the Cav and archers, but nothing else really, though. I mean, his infantry is non-existent. Let's go back over here. We have Epirus still holding their attack. Again, not surprised by this whatsoever. They're kind of waiting for their teammates to make a push. They're also, you know, they're occasionally shifting around their troops just to make sure the Armenian player is, you know, focusing on what he's doing instead of just, you know, dedicating some troops. But it looks like the Armenians are focused mostly on this side. Like, I don't see any, like, you know, sometimes you'll see 1 or 2 units over here kind of helping out. I don't even see that. So we'll see what Epirus can do. Now, little note here, Bactria has some Indian armored elephants. We'll see if they come into play later in the battle. I like how he's got them hidden by this shoreline here. So we'll see how they enter the battlefield. But yeah, still nothing going on here. Let's go back over to the fight with Galatia and Bactria, Boii and Carthage. This is where things are getting pretty crazy. We've got Galatian legionaries about to be charged by some thorax swords, but then flanked by Oathsworn, the general. So that's probably going to break down these Galatian legionaries pretty quickly. But Galatia is sending over reinforcements. I think they're going to quickly capture this tower, which will definitely give them a little boost. Yeah, that should be enough to capture it. Let's see, they're just trying to capture it really quick. There we go. There we go. And now they can commit. But instead, they're actually going around. I guess they want to try to plug this gap here. He's worried about the eastern cataphracts. Oh, but they're going to charge the rear of the Galatia. He was in a very tricky situation where he had to make a choice, and unfortunately, he chose not to support this unit that is getting like triple teamed right now. All right, so more infantry is, let's see, where are these guys going? Oh, they're going to help out the Carthaginians, but the Cav is going to charge them right in the rear. Oh, that could have been so much worse. I don't know what happened there. I don't know if this building or this tree just like disrupted their charge, or they called off the charge right at the last minute. I'm not sure, but it wasn't that effective, which saves probably dozens of Galatian legionaries. They defeat the Boii infantry, and now they can regroup and push together. And let's see if they can defeat the Bactrian forces. Bactria sent up some eastern spears to recapture the arrow tower. You always love to see that. The fight for the arrow tower, so back and forth. Oh, they got archers coming up already. Ooh, that's a little risky, especially with a Cav unit kind of running around. Let's see what else is going on the other side. Carthage still fighting. Now they're taking on Parthia, as Parthia is victorious against his Thessalian enemy. Ooh, nice little volley. I mixed Javi and volley. But let's keep in mind, all these archers for the Masacely is still alive, so they can still get some damage done. Let's go back over to this side, and yes, Epirus has decided to push. Look at this. So they use the breach point. They are now officially attacking the walls. And guys, right at the attack of Epirus is about the halfway point. Kind of. It's a little, technically, by the at the time that we started this battle, the start of the video, it's a little more than halfway, but only by a few minutes. Let's see if Epirus can do something here. See if they can really put some pressure on the defenders. Honestly, it looks pretty clean. Definitely the Armenians are taking a more bend but don't break strategy of just giving up some ground. And we'll see how that plays out. But Epirus definitely needs to carve their way through these defenses and potentially get to his allies. Not to say that his allies are losing over here, but the loss of Masacely's main force and You know, Bactria is putting up a good stand. Oh, here's some Persian cav from the Armenians. But yeah, it's just a really tough, close fight going on this side of the battle. And they could definitely use some help from Epirus to try to break through. Trying to see if anything sneaky is going on here. We got archers set up at this corner, but it looks like most of them are, well, some of them are out of ammo. Maybe most of them, which is not a good sign. Let's see, Carthage is moving up more infantry. He's got some Iberian swordsmen, and he's got some more Iberian swordsmen. So they're called swordsmen, but do they have spears? It looks like it. Yeah, they've got spears. Is this a Javi unit? Medium melee infantry. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. All right, Galatia now sending in the Syrian archers. That's a troubling sign for Galatia. That's a sign that they're running out of standard infantry and their archers are running out of ammo. So Galatia is definitely feeling the wrath of the defenders at this point. Look at Bactria. I love Bactria's uniform. Maybe because it's red, white, and blue, but it's just awesome. It's that Eastern Greek style. All right, so more and more archers are coming up. I'm pretty sure Masacely still has ammo. You can see he's got some skirmishers here. Let's see, but does he have long range? He's got to. Let's see. Let's move over here. Let's see what he's got. No, these are all short range. Yeah, okay, my bad. At first glance, I thought they were like slingers or something, but no, they are close range skirmishers. So we'll see how much damage they can do. They're finally being called up to the front line, so maybe they can get up there and really soften some of this infantry, because there is still a lot of infantry left for the defenders on this front. Epirus needs to turn into a killing machine, and so far, guys, looks like he has. He's already taken over one choke point here. He's pushing over in the center. There we go. Mercenary Italian spearmen going in. Again, this is kind of a throwaway unit, but they will do very well against these hillmen. So these are kind of two throwaway units going after each other. Oh my god. Dude. This guy. Oh my god. Rest in peace. At least you know it was quick. So now they're going to engage over on this front. Really the key here is to make sure you attack on multiple fronts. Like, make sure every choke point is being attacked, because what could happen is, say, if he just focuses here and doesn't have this unit could wrap around and hit the rear. Ooh, these guys are getting hit on the flank. Mercenary Italian spears. These are all mercenary Italian spears. So again, these are not amazing units. He's just kind of throwing them in to the fight. And I guess he's just trying to absorb ammo with them. I mean, they are taking on hillmen. So that, I don't know, that's a pretty good... I kind of like what he's doing with these Italian spearmen, because what happens here, often, many times, is that what makes the hillmen so good is not their fighting ability, but more that, you know, more so that they have the Javi capability. So they can throw a couple volleys of Javis, then go into a melee, which can be very devastating to a high tier unit, because it doesn't matter how skilled you are, taking on volleys of you know, Javis can be always scary, especially if they're on your flank or behind you. So I think that's what makes Hillman so scary, and the fact that he's sending in Italian spearmen to deal with them just is a good idea, because it's like, okay, if you land a great volley onto my Italian spearmen, who cares? They're just Italian spearmen. They're not amazing. So maybe that's the mindset going into this battle. I'm not really sure, but I have never seen so many mercenary Italian swordsmen and spearmen in an army before. especially for Epirus. But he is starting to send up the more professional troops. Oh, nope, these are mercenary Italian swordsmen. Never mind. But he does have better troops, I swear. Royal Peltis, pikemen. See, he's got some axemen there. Cretan archers. Here's the Samnite warriors. These guys are going to be the scary ones. And let's not forget, they got a sneaky cav unit kind of hiding in the trees. We'll see how that plays out. Let's go back over here, though, and see how this is progressing. It's looking good. It's looking like they have taken somewhat control of the battlefield. They have taken many casualties, but they are making progress here as Galatian legionaries and Carthaginian noble fighters continue to carve their way through this defense. We're starting to see the old guard be called up into the battle, so to speak, where you have the noble fighters, you've got the Galatian legionaries, you got the best units kind of going in, and we'll see how much damage they can do. But there was some hard fighting going on in these sections of the settlement. Very nasty fighting. But Boeai's looking relatively very healthy. They still have a lot of units of archers and infantry. Even Parthia has some infantry left over, but Parthia is mostly gone at this point. You can see, I mean, honestly, this is so close of a fight over here. I mean, if you quickly glance at both sides, they look very even in terms of numbers. So we'll see. I mean, it's going to be a close battle over on this side, and it really might come down to whoever wins this fight between Epirus and the Armenians. But, oh my god, look at this. The Italian swordsmen have defeated the hillmen. Oh! And they are now absorbing archer ammo. That's perfect. Again, they're doing exactly what they were made for. Guys, these swordsmen have 232 kills, and boom, again, they just absorbed a ton of ammo. And, you know, bringing crappy units is not a terrible idea. Bringing these crap tier units, they can save your army a ton. Look at, there goes another volley from the axemen into Italian spearmen. I would not waste my ammo on these units because you can kill them in close combat. But they just got to take care of these hillmen, which they are very soon. And here's the Italian swordsman. 51 kills, not bad at all. They've lost more than 20 men, but definitely positive, and they're taking on axemen. They do have a chevron, so that makes them a little bit better, a little bit of experience. But yeah, I like Epirus's tactics here. He's played this pretty well. Now, I wouldn't have moved up the pikemen already. That was a bit of a blunder. Pikemen should definitely go in last. So I think that was his first mistake of the battle for sure. But everything else he's done pretty well. He's moved in his crap tier units, his poo-poo units. They did a great job of gaining some ground here and here and here, and absorbing a lot of ammo from the archers, which these archers just used a lot of ammo on the pikemen, and that's kind of why you want to send in the pikemen a little bit later, so you don't get blasted by archers with a ton of ammo. Well, we'll see how he recovers from that and see if he can recover from it. I think he's aware that there's a hidden cav unit over there. That's why his cav's looking at that general direction. But yeah, Epirus is still doing very well, and I think he can still win this engagement. We'll see how it progresses, though. This is pretty good. See how the flank is open right here? So he needs to push these guys in to pin them down. But he's not. Let's see if he can... Oh, nice volley. Did you see that volley? This is what was left of that. And now the archers are shooting at him in the backs. That's a huge loss for the Armenians. They lost so many men carelessly there. So that was a much-needed gain for the Epirus after losing so many pikemen. So Epirus still trying to carve his way through the defenses. Over on this side, Galatia is fighting Bactria. Bactrian Royal Guard have been called up and are defending. And a very good flank by the Armenians. You got the Persian Cav. harassing the Galatian legionaries. I believe these are legionaries. Yep, legionaries. Boei has pushed up some men. They're going to go for the archers. Let's see if he retreats the archers or if he holds his ground. They're out of ammo, it looks like, so it doesn't really matter. They're just going to hold their ground. They're going to get evaporated, though, by these Oathsworn. Now Carthage is pushing up this way, and guys, all I see for Boei are Oathsworn. Uh-oh, hey, look at this. Look at this. Armored elephants coming in. So I definitely didn't expect the elephants to make their way over to this side. I expected them to go help with Epirus. But let's see what the elephants can do here. They're going for the archers. You know, that's another double-sided blade, double-edged sword, I guess is what the correct term is, metaphor, for a tactic that could turn against you. Basically, if he gets these elephants to run amok, which it looks like they're not because they're catching up to the archers, yeah, he shouldn't run the archers all the same direction. He should spread them out so at least one of them can fire arrows at the elephants and try to get them to run amok. Look, he's just like clicking and clicking and clicking. He's going to run these elephants right through these men and get so many kills. Gotta love elephants. They are getting blasted right now by Javi, so that's pretty good. And they are running out of control, and they are running towards Boei. So there we go. That was a really good job by Masacely. Again, you know, good fight from Masacely. Even though most of his army's gone, he still has units that can make a difference. And they're making a difference. They're scaring off these elephants. Now, the elephants recovered nice. Actually, no, they're still out of control. And they've already lost 2 elephants. So, wasn't the best move by the elephants. Let's see if they can get a volley of fire ammo at them. Oh, they're going back. They're going back. That is nuts. Oh, they lose another 2 elephants there. The balance of power is pretty even, guys. This is still anyone's game. Though it looks like Galatia and Carthage and really Masacely, not including their cav, they're pretty much out of the game. So it's going to all come down to Epirus. And here goes, oh, here's some cav engagements going on. Which, my goodness, the Noble Blood cav is dominating against Epirus. They did not stand a chance. That's nothing to be too worried about. Let's see, we do have the Carthaginian general over here. I think he's coming over to help out, the general's bodyguard. So they're just trying to regroup all their forces because, again, guys, this is anyone's game. This balance of power is still very close. Let's see if Epirus can be the hero of the day and try to win this one. Okay, so yeah, he's got to fall back some forces over at the wall. See, this is going to be a pain. He's going to constantly have to watch his rear, basically, and watch out for these Noble Blood cav who have yet to lose a single man, and they have 21 kills. They're feeling pretty good. They got to be feeling pretty good. So here's a cav battle. Looks like the Carthaginian general is stuck in a fight, but they are losing decisively against the deadly cav of the Armenians. So he's got Eastern Cataphracts. And now all of the defenders are calling their men to Epirus. Let's see what happened with the elephants. I think the elephants got toasted. Oh, no. They're still alive. They did lose more elephants, though, since we last saw them. They're down to 16. So he's just chilling over there with the elephants, but there's really nothing to fight over here. So he can kind of call them over to the other side. So, can Epirus win this one? They certainly can. I, again, wish they didn't lose. Oh, look at this guy. Oh. I wish they didn't lose, what was I going to call it? Oh, their pikemen so early. The pikemen would have been huge. It's really, what it's going to come down to is how much more ammo do the defenders have? If they have a good amount, I don't think Epirus can win this one. They're just going to get shot down as they fight every choke point. But if the ammo's low and Epirus still has a good amount of ammo, I think there is still a good possibility of them winning this battle. It's just, it's not looking great so far. I mean, especially seeing his archers in close combat here. Yeah, that's not a good sign. It's meaning he's already running out of ammo with some of his archers. And he's just getting shot to bits. That's why he fell back his Samnite warriors, because they were getting shot at, because Bactria has showed up with Syrian archers. Some of them are out of ammo though, so I think. Oh no, they were just cheering, and when they cheer, they take their daggers out. Yeah, that's not a good sign. It's not a good sign. Now this was definitely, that's a push through right there by Epirus. I don't know if he did that on purpose or what, but it happens. It's Rome 2, it's buggy, and it's a mess. All right, Carthage's general is getting chased down by the Eastern Cataphracts. Eastern Cataphracts are getting shot up, so really good defense here with Epirus using the defenders' walls against the defenders. And then Masacely is showing up quickly behind him. Now this Desert Cav is no match, but the Cav has taken so many casualties. Let's see, and then here comes the Carthaginian general should have just sacrificed himself to slow down this Cav, because he just lost a ton of these axemen. Oh my god, the archer fire. There we go, they broke the Cav. So that's less Cav he has to worry about, but you know, honestly guys, looking at the Epirus army, it's looking like this one is going to be a defensive victory. We do have some elephants now going in. Let's see if they can take care of the elephants before this one is all over. There we go. There goes another one. We're down to 14. Samnite warriors charging the elephants. Oh, yeah. Very nice. So the elephants only end up with 137 kills, which is really not that much for elephants. Also, keep in mind, this is a general unit. So if they could take out the general, that'd be huge. But it's not gonna win the day, that's for sure. And here comes another general who's dying, so that's pretty crazy. Hold on, we got a fight here. We got a situation on our hands. They gotta keep going though. They gotta keep moving. Don't let the general get shot by this arrow tower over here. So he needs to move and face these guys to support the infantry push in here. Alright, so Galatia has their general. Masacely has their general. They all still have their generals. Guys, this is not over. I know the balance of power is favoring the defenders, but if they can get a couple good charges, because all I'm seeing are archers. A ton of archers. Wait. There's some infantry over here. What is Boei doing? He definitely needs to get these Oathsworn over to the other side of the fight. Now, this is a stretch, but I've seen crazier things in Total War. There we go. So running through archers with Cav is not a push through. That's just like, that just makes sense. But they're not going to stay and fight the Cav. Here comes the general of Epirus. He's pretty torn up. Let's see how many kills. 250 kills. There's 77 of them. He's about to charge the Bactrian Royal Guard from the rear. This is going to be a close fight. But if Epirus can commit archers over here or something, that'd be pretty good. Ooh, Masacely, their cav is breaking. That's a bad sign. Yeah, okay. There we go. There's a nice little charge on the flank of the Syrian archers. Is it enough to break them? Probably not. Here comes the general of Masacely. That's another good charge. Are these pikemen? Oh, no. There's no way. Please don't charge the pikemen. Okay. I was like, please don't throw away your general like that. They do have skirmishing capabilities, so they're using their javies. How cool would it be if you could play as one of the soldiers in this battle? And here we go. Here's another. Oh, they're both breaking over here. But yeah, that's going to be the battle, guys. There's no way. There's just too many archers. The defenders did a great job of preserving their archers and making sure they had enough ammo for the late game. This honestly was a good attack. I mean, they did a good job. It's just the defenders did a really good job of managing their archers, holding the flanks very well, using that cav, Parthia, and even the Armenians used their cav over here and crushed infantry. So I think that really gave them the edge. And now we're just kind of watching the last couple of units here waver and break. So we'll just fast forward to get to the end results. Costly victory for Bactria. Let's end the replay. So I assume Joe was going as Bactria, getting 1,900 kills. We got 2,000 for Ulfer, who's going as the Armenians. Dan getting almost 3,000 kills. My God. The Boii are disgusting. I mean, look at these kills. 336 with sword followers. And the Oathsworn, of course, getting tons of kills. So that was a great job with the Boii. Then we have Charlie, who's going as Parthia. Cool to see Parthia. He did a great job. Now on the other side, we've got Gorm. And he got... Oh, I was going to say he got the most for his team, but he actually got the third. There's a lot of good kills here. Sacely, 2,000. Goose going as Glacia, 2,300. And then Carthage kind of struggled there. But, you know, I was impressed with Epirus. I think the only major mistake he did was his pikes. They were just levy pikemen, so it's not a surprise they didn't get a lot of kills. But if he held back his pikes to the very end, I still don't think it would have mattered, because they had so many archers at the end of the game that, you know, maybe as soon as he saw that his teammates were struggling, he went in and attacked. I feel like he did do that. I think he did fine. I just think the defenders did a really good job with their cav and their archers. It was awesome. So that's going to wrap it up, guys, for today's battle. I hope you enjoyed this as much as I did. Just a little reminder, you can support the channel by liking the video and sharing and word of mouth and, you know, just spreading the word about my channel. There's also some links down in the video description, so definitely check those out. So I do appreciate the support, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time on the battlefield.